up, everybody? So I seen this happen, so we're gonna talk about this, and then I'm also gonna like show you guys how my Palkia and Dialga raid day went, which I got to do half of it because nobody wanted to do any of the raids until like it was like 2 o'clock, even though we had like until like from 11 to 5, which I get, you know. We had the shiny boost from 2 to 5, whatever. Just would have been nice if I could have been able to grind some other ones, so then I could try to get more candies and all that done, which, like I said, we will talk about mine and the ones all you guys got. But with this, so I've seen that trainers have my brain just broke completely. Let me redo this part. My bad, everybody. So I seen that Niantic support tweeted out, trainers, we have identified an issue affecting the appearance rate for Shiny Dialga, Origin Dialga, and Origin Palkia in raid battles during the Ultra Unlock Raid Week. We are planning compensation for affected trainers, and we will share more details soon. So this right here is just pure not pure bullshit nonsense. Like, what about the people that remote raided from the non-affected areas? You know, like like say like you did like 100 remote raids. Well, I know you can't. Just bear with me. But let's say you did 100 remote raids. You live in the United States and you did, like 100 remote raids overseas somewhere that you can't just get to on a regular basis. Does that mean that you're an affected trainer, or does that mean that you're not because you were using remote raid passes, not in-person passes? Like I've seen a lot of this with Niantic. Like so many people are still like, oh well, it's Scopely now. I mean, maybe, but if it is Scopely, then I'm not sure why Niantic support is tweeting stuff out. Why Niantic is still out here being like, we did this, we have this going on. Trainers, are you ready for this? When we were told a few months ago, maybe longer than a few months ago, that Pokemon Go was sold to another company. I also understand that some places take time to reform everything, whatever the word I'm looking for is, like take the business from somebody else, and then start doing it. I understand it takes time, but we are in an age of digital marketing, digital everything. I don't believe it's going to take a year for one company to switch everything over to another company. Just saying, like I do understand a lot of people out here are not with the times. They don't realize how fast technology can move shit from one thing to another. Some companies or whatever are trying to hold on to pieces while they're moving everything, so they're dragging the shit out before it can fully move, because we all know that Niantic is just out here trying to just num everybody's money before they fully let go of it, because they know they can. Like the Pokemon Company needs to just step in and be like, all right, who has control of this game? This is our game. This is our IP. Who has control of the game? Like there needs to be some sort of statement put out of who is running the game still. Because if it's Niantic, cool. We know who's running the game. If it's Scopely, cool. We know who's running the game. This bullshit right now of we sold it to this company, but we're still making all the decisions. We're still tweeting everything out. We're still talking to everybody. We're still doing everything. Scopely has not done anything outside of the factor of being like, we bought the game. We're going to start doing stuff for it. And then you go silent. Like, you guys can disagree with me in the comments if you want to, or dislike my video because you disagree with me. I don't care. This needs to be talked about because obviously we're still being run by Niantic. Even though it even says now a part. It does not say owned. It's a part. I don't know if people are realizing this, but if somebody buys a company and takes control of it, you are not a part of a company. You are owned by that company. Like it's just kind of common sense. Like official account for Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, Monster Hunters, and Niantic Wayfair, now a part of Scopely. No, it should just be owned by Scopely. Like, and if it's Niantic support, why is it Niantic support still? Shouldn't it be Pokemon Go support or Scopely support? Because Scopely's the people that bought it, and still have I yet to see any kind of Pokemon Go updateness from Scopely. Like we got Stumble Guys, we got Monopoly Go, we got Strike Force. I don't see no Pokemon Go, Monster Hunters, or Pikmin on this. We've officially opened our brand new Barcelona hub. They're talking about Barcelona hubs. 2025. Monopoly Go still. Marvel Strike Force. Yet this company owns Pokemon Go now, though. But the company that owns the game isn't tweeting out, isn't making any kind of anything to be like, "Hey, you should play this game." Why is this not happening? Why is the company that owns the game now not doing tweets talking about what's going on? Let's see our games. What games we got here? I'm not seeing Pokemon Go and all that on here yet. You know, like, and until I see Scopely actually say or tweet or make some sort of statement about Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, or Monster Hunters now, I will not be saying Scopely owned the game because obviously a company that isn't going to promote and or talk about their one of their video games means that they're not in control of the video game, which goes back to the factor of part of Scopely, but yet the company that owns you isn't talking about your game, your issues, your I'm not even sure what else there would be for it, but just they're not giving a piece of information about a game that they said they bought. Let's see, hold on. Niantic sells Pokemon Go. When did this happen? Just so we can just. So this was published on March 12th. We are now in August. So March, April, May, June, July, August. It's been half of a year. My bad, I had to sit and count. I kind of lost track of what I was counting. So it's been half of a year, and a company that bought it is still not making any kind of comment on the game, any kind of comment on anything else. It's still coming from Niantic. Like, I get that Niantic, whatever it's called, Spatical or some shit. Let's see. Probably didn't even spell it. Yeah, the Spatical. Like, they said they were making this to keep, like, all of the Niantic computery stuff, AI bullshit, all under wraps, right? Cool. Like, not a single thing about Pokemon Go, nothing about any of the games. It's all about AI stuff, as you can see. Like you got tech stuff here, you got some kind of tech stuff being added to a stadium. You got like visual MetaQuests, like, but yet they don't run the game. Oops, I don't know what just happened there. It's just kind of funny that that like 6 months ago, possibly a little, like a little longer, because just depending on when you watch this, that a company that is supposedly buying it out isn't making any sort of comment on it. Like I just find that suspicious because if you're gonna sell a company to somebody else and that new company isn't going to talk about said product they just bought, then there has to be something up. Just just saying. But with that, I kind of rambled on a bit. I do believe I've kind of seen that. Yeah, which I get some people like it whenever I sit and talk about some of this stuff, which is always cool. If you would like me to talk about more of this stuff, you guys can either let me know in the comments, you guys can let me know somewhere outside of the comments. If you do like these type of videos, you guys have to let me know, because if not, I won't do them again. I don't know what some people want to sit and watch, what some people don't want to sit and watch, because I get no feedback from anybody except for dislike or I'm trash because I decided to make a topic about something that people are offended by the factor of me being like, what the fuck is going on? No, you're wrong. Just because you question, you're wrong. Like type retarded shit. Like I just want to know what the fuck is going on with the game. Do we have a new company owner? Do we not? Are we still being run by Niantic or not? Like that, a lot of shit just isn't adding up. Like two two plus two don't equal fish, even though there'll be plenty of people that'll tell you that it does. But we are going to go into the part. This is going to be kind of a shorter section. Just so we can get up out of here, and I'm done. I won't be wasting you guys' time very much longer. These are the 8 that I was able to get. I believe I had one of each with the special move, possibly 2 and 1. I know I at least got the Roar of Time on a Dialga. I do not remember if I got another one. I could always go back and look if you guys want to know. I could always, make an updated video where we're just looking at these. If not, I just won't. I do remember that I got 2 Palkias with the special move, which I think it was like the shittier of the 4. Like, it would be this one and this one. I'm pretty sure I got the move on, and then I think it was like the very first one of these I did. I got one, and then after that, it wasn't giving me the moves after. So I at least did get a one and done. So I was happy about that. I did do a few extra, even though it took me a little bit. Like it took me from, like I said, from 2 to 5 to actually get people to do the raids, because for some reason people just don't want to raid anymore in my area, but they'll sit and beat down a gym or cry that you take gyms over and shit, even though it's part of the game. But you go to try to raid and coordinate shit with people to raids, it's we don't like you because you're mean to us, because you're a bully, because you beat us out of gyms. Well, it's just like, bro, get the fuck out of here with your retardation. I really just can't stand some of these people around me. Like I had somebody at one point be like, "The ball's in your court because you're a spoofer and you're a cheater and you're making all these accounts to talk shit about people." But yet I've been still waiting for the last 2 years for all this evidence of that I'm a spoofer. I'm cheating. I'm out here making accounts to talk shit about people. I'm out here making accounts to, just whatever. Like I'm still waiting on this on this exposed video of people having proof that I'm doing all this shit when I'm literally sitting here playing the game outside of an event like raid days, calm days, go fest, global, stuff like that. It's the only time I'm hardcore playing the game. Like, yes, I'll open the game, catch a few stuff here, shiny check some stuff here, and then I'll turn the game off and I'll find something else to do, whether I'm watching some sort of anime, or I'm streaming, which I got to get back into streaming and all that. I kind of took like a little mini break of streaming on some days and not, because it's just been a bit of a couple months of me just being like, I'm just kind of tired. But I'll say I'm good. There ain't, like nobody has to worry about anything. Like, everything's still good. All that. I know. I guess I will try to like call it. I did kind of ramble on extra. But yeah, these are all I was able to get done. We need to make sure we compensate everybody, even if you did remote raid passes from another place, the people that played the events in person, the ones that, like played in person and also remote raided some of them, like I believe everybody needs to be compensated like for these raids. Even if you did not remote raid things overseas, you should still be compensated for the simple fact, one, the Niantic can't ever seem to turn on shinies when they're supposed to be turned on, or the shiny boost be turned on like they're supposed to be, or you have events that just don't start because somebody forgot to turn the switch on to even start the event. Just make sure shinies are turned on if they haven't, or make sure shinies are turned on that were turned on, but then got turned off because like they want to make it a tiny bit harder, and then whenever it comes to a boosted event or something like that, they're like, "Oh my God, trainers, we are so sorry, we forgot to flip the switch." Why? Why did you forget to flip the switch? Like, it shouldn't be that hard to set up an algorithm type thing for a billion-dollar company. Let's be sure we put that out there. Billion dollar, big B. Um, to not have the right equipment and or processors to make the system trigger to go live at a specific time of the day. Maybe I'm just not the smartest when it comes to technology, but this is 2025. I'm pretty sure other companies have figured out how to get events to trigger and start and be perfectly going well the moment they're supposed to. And they're not billion-dollar companies. Like, I'm just gonna throw it out there, but like Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, whenever an event is set for 9 p.m., it happens. Um, this other game I'm playing, Marvel Contest of Champions, whenever the event says it's gonna start at 11 p.m., it starts then. There is no, whoops, we forgot to flip the switch. It's activated. Yeah, like, and if you do not believe that everybody out here should be compensated, well, I mean, I don't really care about your opinion. Like, good for you. You probably were out here able to do like a couple hundred raids both sides. 9 times out of 10, you're probably cheating. If you had no issues with it, if you got all the shinies you wanted or you got everything you wanted, 9 times out of 10, you're probably cheating. Which, if you are, do you? If you aren't, do you? I do not care. I do not condone cheating. I do not condone spoofing. I don't condone any of it. People are gonna do it because that's how video games are. Like, they're always gonna cheat. It doesn't matter whether it's Pokemon Go, Call of Duty, Fortnite, um, Yu-Gi-Oh, Fall Guys. And that's more of a child game. People are cheating in that too. It's kind of the age and technology we have for cheaters. But yeah, But with that, I think I do think we will call it. I did kind of ramble on a little lot extra, which I do apologize if I did waste you guys' time. If you don't agree with me, cool. If you do, cool. If you guys would like to, leave comments down in the section about anything I said. Even if you just call me a dumbass, I don't even care. Like, call me a dumbass. But I will catch you guys later. Peace out.